Yo, let's just get right into it, Johnny. I mean, we're talking about what's happened the last week or so, and it's really been happening for a few months now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of videos being put out there about what police are doing out there. People are catching it on their phones or what have you, and just throwing it on the net and letting people, asking people to reshare it and stuff like that. And so I felt for like our launch, maybe it's something that we need to touch on, and us being about hip hop culture and what we do as far as our community and speaking about politics. Where we at with it, you know what I mean, and how does this community feel about it, and so I felt like that'd be a good topic.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Scoop, earlier this week when you in our production meeting, when you brought this topic up on what to talk about on our kickoff show, a couple of things that I was definitely saying was, now this is radio, man, so we got to paint a good, clear picture, because right now this is not, us hosting an event, being politically correct in front of families and kids and stuff like that. This is now our opinion, our perspective on things like that. Being a minority myself, living in the in Castro district when I was there, I got pulled over twice for no reason, man, and guns drawn on me, said they had a warrant, and I'm super legit, man. Ever since, for a long time, I've been super legit now.
You've grown now. Yeah,
exactly. And so, I could choose to let things like that linger in my mind and carry that, like, that immediate, man, I can say anger. I mean, dude, I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm coming home pretty late at night. I do have a Chevy S10. It was primered at the time, black primered with a couple racing stripes. I kept it super Chicano. and man, I'm tired. I'm coming home, and I get pulled over. I'm cruising 25 and 25, dude. I live in my neighborhood, obviously, in the Castro district. It's a pretty nice district downtown. And guns drawn and everything. And like hands out, and I'm like, all right. Whatever, man. I mean, that stuff happens, dude. It happened twice in my neighborhood. I live there. My ID has my but again, I could choose to talk about that stuff and bring that stuff up all the time. Or man, I could choose not to let it bother me at all and keep going.
Yeah, I can say I had a recent encounter myself. We've been going out to Mill Avenue to street perform for a while now, and I didn't know the law changed, and so we headed out there one weekend, and they told us the law changed, no amplified music. And so a cop came up to him and said, hey, yo, you guys got to shut that down. And after talking with them for a little bit, he said, yo, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys can do this. Just keep it down. I'm going to let you guys ride with it. And so we kept our show going, for about an hour or so. And I guess the shift changed. And here comes a new set of cops.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And now it's like the tone is a lot different.
Yeah.
And they're talking about they're going to arrest me if I don't shut it down, and I'm trying to explain to them that I had gotten permission from previous officers. They get on the horn, and I guess they got the word that they spoke to the officer that spoke with me, and I didn't have no permission to do this, and if I didn't shut it down, then they asked me not to be playing these games and whatnot. I'm looking at these youth, man. I go out there with youth and I'm trying to do something positive with them, and so I'm looking at them, and they want me to act up. They're like, how you going to let them act like that with you? And they're going to take you to jail, and they want to act up. But I'm like, yo, I just had to be the bigger man and say, you know what, I'm going to step back from this and let it be. I had a good cop that appreciated what we was doing, and I'm not saying he was a bad cop. He was doing his job, but there's two sides to it, and so I think that's what's happening right now is what's being captured. And what I want to speak that this has been happening for many years. It's not nothing new. And so the only difference nowadays is that people have phones now, and it's accessible for them to take that video and post it up really quick. I think this mic is acting up. But post it up really quick on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, what have you. And I think that's the difference nowadays is people coming aware, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? They need to be aware. But what about the flip side? I'm asking people to be out there. What about that cop that's saving somebody's life? Why ain't they filming that? What about that cop that's pressuring somebody's womb that just got shot to save his life and calling for help and it's right there speaking to him and trying to keep him awake and stuff like that? That does happen too in our community, and so there's a flip side to that. And so I felt like we should talk about not only the injustice that's going on, and it's wrong, you know what I mean, you're always going to have that, but you got to imagine this cops' mentality at the time is they deal with a lot of different people, You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, man. I mean, there's always going to be two sides of every story, Scoob. I definitely hear you with that. One of the angles that I'm looking at, man, is being an event organizer. And I got a couple here in front of people think
you couldn't even get insurance to insure you for hip hop, let alone a venue to bring you in and be like, nah, man, we're not doing that.
Absolutely. And you know, people think stabbing. I mean, dude, these guys, Dumper and Pix, man, they have shows weekly for multitude of years, decade plus. And I guarantee you, the first time there's a stabbing, if there would ever be a stabbing, the news media would be all over it.
Exactly.
But I just want to quickly shout out one time real quick. And not that I watch important, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, most everybody will lead in with the breaking story of this plant blowing up and this and this and this and that.
Right.
But Channel 12 would usually open up with something positive going on, man. And so I can appreciate that and stuff like that. My whole take on a lot of things, you know, I'm blessed enough to get the opportunity to speak in front of a lot of people, but here's what I know, man. Arizona is a red conservative state, meaning Republican conservative state, bro. And I'm not trying to draw this out, but you're telling me that a concentration of 6 million people in the greater Phoenix metropolitan area are conservative Republican. I don't believe it, man. It's just we don't vote, and a lot of it can be said, and I don't like the representatives, I don't like, why would I vote for someone who I don't, blah, 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 blah. But I'm telling you right now, we actually ever started to getting together and really doing stuff, that's the only time it's going to change, man. When policy changes, that's when things are going to change.
I mean, and hip-hop got to come together, too, you know what I mean, and speak about it. I mean, one of the things that when we was throwing these ideas around for the show is, I wanted to say is, it's been around for many years, and the difference, I believe then to now is that rap music spoke about it, and they also it came through the music about politics and the issues that we were addressing. You know what I mean? And we was going through, whether it be in the neighborhood or it be you know, through Congress or what have you. The music reflected that. And so I'm asking all the MCs out there, man, where's that music? We need that music. We need that. We need y'all. Y'all have people's attention. So give us that music. Give us that people music that's going to speak to the people and get people hyped to be like, yo, let's stand for this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And on that note, man, you know, hit us up on the Facebook page, the IllRock Radio.